What's up, everybody? Doc Dark 1985. There's levels to this. Alright, so let's talk about the Nintendo Switch and next generation. Before I get started, if you're a Nintendo fanboy, calm down. Calm down. I'm just speaking facts, right? I like Nintendo. Let me start off by saying that I like Nintendo, okay? So, as everyone knows, the Nintendo Switch is currently out, right? We even have two versions of it. Actually, technically, there's three versions of it, but regardless, the Nintendo Switch is not as powerful as the PS4, is not as powerful as the Xbox One, right? Now we're about to enter a new generation of console with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So the question becomes, is the Nintendo Switch dead in the water when it comes to this next generation? What's going to happen to the Nintendo Switch? And this is just a conversation that I want to have because I have a few ideas as to how. Make sure I fix my mic. Apologize about that. I have a few ideas as to how Nintendo can make sure the Nintendo Switch stays relevant. The concept of being able to play games on the go is genius. That's why cell phone games, even though most of them are garbage, get millions of downloads and people love playing on their phones. Okay. The concept of being able to play games on the go is genius. That's why gaming laptops are now a real thing. Like, gaming laptops are now powerful enough where you can have a legitimate gaming experience. The concept of being able to play video games on the go is the reason why companies like Dell are looking into things like the Alienware UFO, right? If you don't know what it is, go ahead and Google it. It's pretty much a Nintendo Switch, but the PC version of it. So being able to, the concept of being able to play on the go is the reason why streaming now is becoming, or they're trying to push it to make it such a huge thing. So where does the Nintendo Switch fit into all of this? The Nintendo Switch is obviously not as powerful as, if it's not as powerful as this generation's console, we know it's not going to be as powerful as next generation's console, right? But what it can do is it can become the ultimate gaming device. And the way Nintendo does this is if they somehow figure out a way to allow Nintendo, this is what you need to do. You need to allow every single streaming platform to be streamed on your Nintendo Switch. Because go make a partnership with Google and let that Google Stadia be something that you can stream on the Nintendo Switch. Make a partnership with GeForce Now. Make a partnership with Xbox Cloud. Convince Sony to have some type of streaming device service. And if Nintendo can host all of it into the Nintendo Switch, now the Nintendo Switch is a viable product for the future. A lot of people like to be able to play the third-party games on the Nintendo Switch and be able to take it with them. And when you do that to even games that came out on the PS3, right? When you're playing them on the Switch, it's not playing the same, right? It's not playing the same. It's playing bad. Or on the PS4, it's playing bad. But for the ability to be able to play it on the go, you will sacrifice quality. That's only going to work for a certain amount of time. Now, it's my belief that if you're buying a Nintendo Switch, you shouldn't buy any Nintendo product for its third-party support anyways. If you buy a Nintendo product, it's because you're a fan of Nintendo and you're trying to get their exclusive titles, which, you got to give it to Nintendo. Their exclusive titles are typically amazing. They don't disappoint with their first-party titles. They hardly do. Okay, so Nintendo knows how to make games. And if you're into those type of games, then you're going to be satisfied, and the Nintendo Switch by itself and its catalog is going to be enough. However, if you're trying to have the Nintendo Switch compete with the other two systems, that's not what it's meant to do. So I believe the Nintendo Switch is going to do fine regardless, because Nintendo is going to keep on bringing out games for it, and it's still going to be high quality games. The issue is going to be if Nintendo tries to allow third-party developers to make games for the Nintendo Switch that are far inferior than the experience is going to be on the Xbox Series X or the PS4. That's why I believe that Nintendo should figure out a way. Again, when I come up with these ideas and this pops into my head, I don't know how to do it. I don't get paid enough to do it. I'm just a gamer. I'm just a consumer. I'm just a fan, right? So this is the stuff that I would want to see. I would want to see a Nintendo Switch with the ability to stream everything. Stream everything, Nintendo. Figure it out. And your handheld system will be the ultimate freaking gaming experience, especially as the internet gets better, especially as streaming gets better, right? Like, do it. Make it happen. If you don't do that, are the sales of the Switch going to hurt? Is it going to hurt? I don't think so, because there's still, again, as long as the games are good quality, you're still going to have a very strong fan base. Nintendo, I don't see Nintendo's fan base going anywhere, because it keeps jumping generations. Like, I grew up playing Super Mario and Mega Man and Metroid, and now and even, I mean, I was a little bit older when Pokemon started coming out, so I think the last one I played, it was like Pokemon Yellow. That's like the last one I was like really into. Then I didn't want to catch any more Pokemons. But my son, Pokedoodle 9, freaking all these years later, is still playing Pokemon. So it's crazy that, like, he's playing the same game that I'm playing, that I was playing. He knows who Super Mario is. I know who Super Mario is. Like, so Nintendo just keeps its characters. He knows who Link is, right? I remember Link. Metroid, he knows who Samus is. So again, Nintendo's gonna be able, because its games are generational, right? Like, I don't even know how to say that properly. You can pass them down, right? Nintendo can keep recycling Mario as long as they don't change his image too much. Like, I always joke around. If one day we see Mario with a gun, that'll be crazy. I mean, it might sound cool, right? But then it's gonna change his image. But regardless, so the Nintendo Switch, is it dead in the water for next generation? The answer to that is gonna be no. It's not, because Nintendo is typically good at coming out with first party games and making the Switch. It's going to be able to make the Switch relevant. However, okay, if Nintendo keeps playing, if they keep playing this novelty game, this new engineering type of game, they need to be careful, because eventually the gimmicks aren't going to work, and we're going to want the power. I would love to see Mario or imagine a Metroid game with incredible graphics playing at 60 frames per second. Like, if Metroid had the graphics of something like a Halo, I think it'd be better. I would think it would be way better. So eventually, I think Nintendo has to care about power. Nintendo has to care about performance, because this is what's going to happen to the consumers of this next generation. You guys are going to get used to a certain level of game visuals and gameplay. Trust me. Anyone that's playing on PC right now knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Once you play on PC, when you go back and play on console, it's like, what is this trash? I'm not trying to sound like an elitist by any way or anything like that, but 144 hertz, seeing what that movement looks like, and then playing at 60, there is a huge difference. There is a huge difference. So I'm just saying. So this next generation of gamers are going to be able to experience. I gotta say this with a grain of salt, because the systems aren't out yet, so who knows if they actually deliver. But they're promising an incredible experience. And Nintendo, here's the thing, right? The PS3 had, and I'm saying PS3 just because I got a PS3, right? The PS3 had a lot of very good games, had amazing games. Okay, if you've been playing PS4 for, let's say, just a year, and you got a PS3, go take out your PS3, start playing it. Start playing it. Play it on your big screen TV, and you'll see how it's visually gonna hurt your eyes. You'll see how difficult it's gonna be for you to actually play it. Matter of fact, play a game that's running at 30 frames. Play a game that's running at 30 frames, and you'll see how it's gonna freaking crush your eyes with the bad visuals and the slow performance. So you won't even be able to do it. But now these next consoles are promising 4K 60, and Nintendo, you're still gonna be at 720. Because here's the thing, I don't know, I don't have the statistics, I don't have the numbers, but if I was a betting man, I bet most people play their Switch in handheld mode. And this, I'm telling you right now, this is a lie, right? Some people say that the screen is too small for you to even tell the difference. I used to believe that. I used to believe that. If you don't, if you think that's true, on your phone right now, you could change the resolution on your phone. I know you can, because I got a Galaxy S7, and if I could change the resolution on that thing, you probably have a better phone than I do. You could probably change the resolution too. Change the resolution to 720p on a screen this size, and I bet you're going to be able to see the difference. Then go back to 1080p. I bet you're going to be able to see the difference. And you're not even just the apps, just the way the screen looks, you'll be able to tell the difference. Okay, so for those of you that are saying the Nintendo Switch screen is too small to even tell the difference between 720p and 1080p, stop. You're giving Nintendo an excuse not to put a 1080p screen on there, which is fine. Nintendo can do what it wants, but don't. What I'm saying is, eventually, Nintendo's gonna have to catch up with the power of all these other systems. Not right now, maybe not even this generation coming up. Maybe Nintendo could skate by this generation coming up. But next generation, for sure. Even if there is a next generation, it might be dead by then. Everything might just be PC. Because these consoles are starting to look like PCs anyway. So, we'll see. Alright, guys. DocDark1985. Yo, there's levels to this. And when it comes to Nintendo, usually they know what they're doing. But when it comes to these graphics and this power, we're at a different level. We out. Peace.